Hey guys, so I forgot to start vlogging when I got to FrostyBitch, and I'm already literally 150 pages in. But definitely gotten into it. I don't know if Lada, who is our main character, is ever going to not be a FrostyBitch, since she is supposed to be a female Dracul. But yeah, best of luck to her. We're gonna find out. Also, FYI, white lightning, which is a powerful kind of moonshine, it's 103 proof, BT dubs, goes real good with sweet tea. So I am feeling no pain right now. But yeah. Also, I'm going to say something very controversial, but I actually think this would make a really good movie if they did what they were supposed to with it instead of just completely and utterly fucking it beyond belief. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Alright, let's do this. So I've made it to almost page 300. And these characters are starting to get kind of ridiculous. And I finally figured out what it is about things like this that piss me off. It is, these characters are written as older, at least in their 20s. That's how they're written, especially like Lada. I feel like the way she thinks and the way she acts is someone who is much older. And this is not a question of old soul or what have you. No, this is a matter of someone acting and thinking like they have way more life experience than they do. And so do Muhammad and Radu. Then I have to remember, or then I'm reminded that they are in fact, Lada is the oldest of them at 17. Like, they are still children. And it pisses me off because then I have to forgive them for doing stupid shit when it feels like they should know not to do the stupid shit. And to me, that's just a matter of bad writing and not an actual knock against the characters. It's just, don't write teenagers and then write them like they're, you know, hermits living on the side of the mountain spewing Buddhist mantras at anyone who walks by, basically. I got to a point last night and I was, you know, not only was I tired, but it was like, they're getting stupid. They're getting stupid, and again, if they weren't, it feels like I have to forgive them. That's my problem. It feels like I have to forgive, rather than just be like, you should have known better, when that was how they were written. I don't like the relationship between Lada and Muhammad, and I don't like this shit that's going on with Radu, and I don't care that he's gay. Huma just made him a bargain, and it's just like, oh, this is not going to turn out well for you, kid. God help me, you are a sweet, naive little individual, and you should not be doing this. So this is more a reflection on Kiersten White than it is on the characters. So I will be finishing this, but I'm not thrilled. So hopefully they stop doing stupid shit, but I don't foresee myself finishing this series. I will finish this book, because I'm going to get that FrostyBitch prompt. But I do not foresee myself continuing on with this series. So we go ahead and get right back into it. Okay, 25% of this book left. I should have finished this yesterday, but of course, I was just like, let me do something else. So, let's do this. Fucking finally. Jesus, that was like pulling teeth. Hey guys, so I wanted to do a quick wrap up for this particular reading prompt. I did manage to finish FrostyBitch, and I am now the FrostyBitch, because this book turned out to be so disappointing. And it started with a lot of interesting premises. Basically, it is Vlad Dracula's story, but if Vlad had been a woman. So in this book, she's called Ladislav and is known as Lada. I think one of the things that I didn't like is this book gets bogged down in details that it doesn't need. I'm like, where is the chase and how can we cut to it? But that's not necessarily a deal breaker for me. It's just kind of one of those annoying things that I really wish authors would take into consideration while they're writing. But what really killed me were two things. One, and I've said it before, I really feel like Kiersten White, who's the author, writes these characters like they're older than they are. They don't age very much. Radu and Lada are given over to the Ottoman Empire as hostages. They're not called hostages, but that's basically what they are. And that's what happened to Vlad, is he was given to the Ottoman Empire as a hostage. They are, I think they're 15 and 13 respectively, somewhere around there. They're like 12 and 14 at the very youngest, okay? And then it fast forward 2 or 3 years. Lada is 17 now and Radu is like 15. And the way she describes it is that Radu has the facial bone structure of fucking Henry Cavill and the height of Adam Driver. And I'm like, I have never seen a 15-year-old who went through puberty and suddenly looked like a goddamn male model. Okay? They always look like gangly little giraffes who've just learned how to walk, all right? And then Lada suddenly has like these big boobs, and that's not that surprising, but how she comes off as is she's this buxom model, and I'm like, these are not teenagers. They're not written like teenagers. Okay, they're written like they're in their 20s, if not their 30s. And yet you want me to believe that they're teenagers, and then the stupid shit they do, I'm supposed to just forgive because, oh, yeah, they're young, they're making dumb decisions, which I could do if they weren't so fucking full of quote-unquote wisdom, or at least Lada is. And the other thing is this, like, indecision. And I understand characters are going to be in situations where they have a very hard time making a decision, and that's understandable. A lot of times they're under the gun, there's an army at the door, what have you. But in this case, Lada cannot decide if she loves or she hates Mehmed. And I don't hate that, but it is pages upon pages upon pages of this. It's chapters of this shit. And I am a shit or get off the pot kind of a person. And I get that teenagers will be like that. They will hem and haw over a decision until the very last possible minute. But I cannot read pages of that. And Mehmed is a shitty character. And Radu needs to grow something of a backbone. I know a lot of people are like, oh, we need soft boys. And I'm like, you can be gentle and still have a fucking backbone. There's a difference between being a fucking doormat and being sweet and being a good person and having a spine. But he's 15. But I keep imagining this child with the bones, the jawline of Geralt of Rivia, for fuck's sake. I'm not continuing on with this series. I've already gone ahead and spoiled it, and I'm just like, oh my god, if I was pissed before, I would have been fucking furious by the end of these 3 books. So I'm definitely glad I'm not finishing this series. But yeah, I finished the FrostyBitch prompt, but now I personally feel like the FrostyBitch. But thankfully I've already started Storm of Locusts by Rebecca Roanhorse, and I already am enjoying that one much more than I enjoyed this one. It could also be that I was already introduced to Maggie in the last book, but she hasn't changed that much. Like, her experiences did change her. You can't go through something traumatic like Black Mesa and not come out the other side a different person. She's still got that whip smart attitude, and I'm already really enjoying it. So, I ended up giving And I Darken 3 stars, and I definitely will not be continuing on with the series, so let me know in the comments down below if you liked it. Why the fuck did you like it? Okay, that's not a criticism on your part. I really do honestly want to know. It's like, why did you like it? And a lot of people are like, well, Lada's not like other girls. And I'm just like, I've seen that prompt so many times. I could, if that character trait were a nickel, I'd be a fucking millionaire at this point. I've collected so many not like other girl tropes. Okay? So, I hope y'all enjoyed this. If not, let me know. I didn't enjoy this. Those last 115 pages were fucking drag. So, yeah. Let me know what you think, and I'll see y'all next time.